Hello, I am Shekhar Gupta, and instead of saying the usual welcome to Walk the Talk, let me say Walk the Talk welcomes you to what should be one of the finest airports in the world, and also something that all of India should be proud of, not just the city of Bombay, the new terminal at Bombay's Chhatrapati Shivaji Airport. And with me today, the father and son duo who have built this, Mr. GVK Reddy, chairman of the GVK Group. How nice meeting you.
Thank you.
And Sanjay, his young son.
Yeah.
Congratulations, this is a
Thank you.
and wonderful build-up. Anand Mahindra says,
Yes.
if there's one terminal where he wants to be stranded, it is this.
Yes.
Like
yes.
Tom Hanks in
Yes.
The Terminal.
Yes. Yes.
So, tell us the story of how this became possible.
See, what you said is right, because this is one of the impossible things to build an airport here in the city, because we have 2,000 acres of land which the government has given us. Out of that, 50% has been occupied.
By slums.
No, slum, part of the slums,
besides
part of
slums.
the slums,
Right.
and also the government departments,
Right.
you know, different departments, like Air India, Indian Airlines, other
Right,
police station. There are so many things, you know.
right.
And when they wanted us to build this, actually it was impossible thing.
Right.
And also they wanted us to expand the existing terminal, and also to refurbish and operate the existing terminals. Then you see, I was talking to Sanjay, this is only for 60 years for us. And after 60 years, I am not there, you are not there, at least the airport will remain. And let us think about building a new terminal, and we have decided, and that should be also, we are coming from a small place to a larger place. We are from the south.
Hyderabad is not exactly a small place, but Hyderabad is not exactly a small place.
No, I started from a village, small village, to Hyderabad to this place. And the business-wise, coming from south to north is difficult, because usually you see, historically, the people in the country, they have been the major business community and also in industry and all that. We have to accept that. When you have come up in the infrastructure, when the country liberalized and the opportunity has come, when we got this airport, taken as a challenge, because whatever we build or I build, I take as a challenge that it has to be the best.
But tell us about some of the heartbreaks. I mean, I'll be punished for saying this, but I know that even Chhatrapati Shivaji got in the way.
Yeah. I think when we came in 2006, when we came to the Mumbai airport in 2006, May 3rd, I remember, there was only one person that I had along with me who came here, because we didn't know much about airport operations and we didn't have much support. So since then, it's been a huge challenge for the first few years, especially given the fact that, as my father said, we had only 2,000 acres, out of which only 1,400 acres was available for airport operations. Right. And even that was 100% occupied. There was nothing vacant. So the question was, how do we build a new terminal and a new runway, new infrastructure?
In fact, that was my immediate reaction as I came in. I said, where was all this land? Where was all this space?
There was no land. So we had to really create or manufacture land, so to speak. So we had more than, in this one terminal location, it's about 50 acres of land. We had more than 100 buildings which were used for various things, whether it is a temple, a police station, and various other things. And each one required its own solution. Each one required a different discussion. So it was a huge challenge to get people out. And I normally use the example of seeing that, in this project, it's like, doing an open heart surgery on a marathon runner in the middle of a marathon. So it's like that, because on one side we have the old terminal which is in operation. We had to break it bit by bit. We had to recreate road networks. We had to change parking. We had to do a lot.
So tell us about, each one of you, tell me your two favorite stories of the big problems you had. Choose any two.
See, it is a difficult, it's not difficult, it's very easy, but we don't want to get the details to discuss, because...
But just mention some of the...
Some of the things is the total land belongs to Airport Authority.
Right.
And it has been leased out to different departments of the government.
Right.
And the lease is over, and everything is over. They have been sitting there. They don't like to move. Government is not able to move them. Ultimately, we have to negotiate them. Okay, you have this much area. I will build you 1.5 times or more to a different place. and for that to request and the government to support and move them one after the
And
other.
each department is a government by itself.
By itself. Finally, you see the police station. Police station was sitting in the center. We've asked them, we'll give the best police station. We built 3-storied police station, computerized, air conditioned. And last year, you see, the chief minister inaugurated. And he himself accepted this is the best police station. His deputy chief minister, in the meeting, inauguration, he told, Mr. Chief Minister, I want the police stations in the state the same way. He said, I cannot compete with the GVK. Their quality I cannot build. You don't expect. We will go in a normal way. The same way, others also, some of the temples have been shifted. Even you see, without any interference, without creating any political problems, discussed with them and shifted. And to some of the areas, all the political parties, we actually, Sanjay went and brought everybody, I don't want to name, come and see. They came in helicopter, they came by road, they have seen, terminal is being built, some of them in the 4 stories down, and you want us to build the best one for you, you have to shift. If you don't want, that is left to you. Everybody cooperated, saying what you are saying is right, you can shift. Even I don't want to name, shift, finally shifted, and they are very happy, and that we are going to do much more than what were their expectations. So, only positive manner it has been done.
Right. So even the Chhatrapati cooperated.
Yeah, Chhatrapati cooperated. That's why I don't want to.
Tell us that story.
No, I think I'll tell you maybe 2 stories which are different. When we first took over this project, a lot of commercial establishments, shops, retail and everything else. So we had to renegotiate with a lot of people. And there was this interesting story where one lady had at least about 5 different stores. So when our commercial people called her to discuss, to shift and renegotiate, I think this lady is a 60-year-old lady in a sari, walked into the room and sat on the table, and immediately from her purse, she took out a gun and put it on the table. So I think those are the challenges we had to face. That was one story.
And then Shivaji story, there was a statue right in the middle of where the terminal should have been.
That's why we don't want to discuss that.
Yeah. We reported that, but everybody cooperated in having
Everybody has cooperated, but we are going to do much more for Shivaji, and we got a lot of respect.
Right.
The sentiments and all.
So what exactly are you going to do for Shivaji now?
No, I think we're building a huge new smarak, made the main entrance, and it's a huge statue which was decided by everybody put together. And we have a garden. You were
going to build an offshore statue and say brought to you by GVK.
No. I think we are building it on the Western Express Highway with beautiful fountains and gardens.
And also museum.
And a museum attached to it. So it's going to be something, I think Western Express Highway has the highest traffic of any road in the country.
Right.
So, millions of people will see it every day.
It doesn't always move, but it is the highest traffic. Yes. I mean, that for non-Bombay walas, that's the highway leading to the airport from the city.
Yeah, but one thing I must tell you is that earlier from Western Express Highway to this new terminal, it used to take about 30 minutes.
Right.
Now we've built...
good days.
Yeah, on good days. But now we've built an elevated road of 6 lanes. You'll be here exactly in 3 minutes. So I think that is also a huge benefit to the people.
And the road was also a challenge, I believe. There were slums in the middle of that.
A lot of challenges. I think anything is a challenger. Right. Nothing came easy.
Right. And you talked about a museum for Shivaji. I believe your airport's almost like a museum. So I think we should go and take a look at your art wall.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Sanjay, this idea of having almost a museum in a terminal, does it just add to costs? Or does it add to value?
Okay. I think first, why was the question. As I said, Mumbai airport is a very constrained airport, challenging airport. And if we have to compete with the best in India and globally, we have to differentiate ourselves. So we thought, how can we make ourselves different? That was one. Secondly, also to think about the Indian identity and Indian pride. So mixture of both these and the fact that I personally have a lot of interest in traditional Indian art.
Right.
So mixing these things, we thought that why can't we create a huge program where we can showcase the best of Mumbai, the best of Maharashtra and the best of India to frankly not the world, to Indians, because I believe that Indians actually are forgetting what India is, their identity, and especially the next generations and future generations. I think if they see it, they will really fall in love with India, rediscover India. So that was the whole thought. So we brought in Rajiv Sethi from Delhi. And we had this more than 3 kilometers of art program.
Once you call him, you can trust him to fill it up with art.
Yes.
You give him 3 kilometers of wall to play with, and I believe it's a 3-floor wall.
It's a 4 floors wall. It's about 60 feet high. And we have 2 programs, one in the departure and the second in the arrival. And it's interesting because it will be talked about all over the world. And we've actually named it Jai Hai. Jai Hai is part of our national anthem in the end, as you know. And Jai Hai stands for glory to our country.
Why are all these businesses under so much stress now? Because all of you are now facing the stress of debt, including your group.
I tell you, see, the problem is the country's economy is not good due to the reasons you are aware. When the economy is good, the investors will come happily to invest.
Right.
And also when the investment comes, economy is good, everything you see, the valuation is better.
Right.
And the people come and take participation in the investment and all that.
Right.
People have gone away, everybody, from here. So the people are scared to invest in the country because you see, tomorrow what happens is going to be. That is the thing. Now only way is we started, growing our business only by debt to start with.
Right.
When the hard times, because we cannot stop it.
Right.
Now this is the time, you see, at least we create. For instance, you take the airports. Both the airports, you see, Bangalore, we have completed the expansion. And this one also, we have completed the airport. Even though we have the debt, now there are many people coming forward. We will be able to pay back the debt.
So will you explain how does it work for the ordinary viewer? How does Airport Authority of India actually earn more money by letting you guys build and run airports?
See, as he says, we create things. When you create things, even the business we create for them. And the right man internationally compete and give.
And they get a share of the revenue.
Correct.
Share of the revenue they get, and they get much more revenue. Previously, you take, for instance, only one area, advertising. They used to get 10 crores. Now they get about 150 crores.
Yeah, a company gets, and then of course they get a share of it.
We means a company gets.
Right.
You see the difference. The government used to get only 10 crores. Now we get 150 crores. And as he says, a lady came with a gun on the table. That was the thing which was being done. And now it is good for them also. And also, you see, before liberalized policies, can we expect airports like this, either Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, today at least international facilities we are giving, apart from comparison.
So how do we deal with that lady with a gun?
I think, while we may look soft, the trick is to actually really know when to take a tough stand. And I think it's a combination of building relationships, at the same time making sure that we are not run over by people who think that they can push us. So I think we had to take a lot of tough stands. At the same time, we also found solutions by working with people who mattered, who had a voice, who were strong in this area, things like that.
This is a very intriguing wall. This looks like an akhada,
Yes, it is.
Akhada from rural India.
It is something which
there's a lot of Hanumanji there.
Yes, it's very common in India. You find every region of India has its own thing. Right. So it kind of represents India in its own different ways.
When I was young, 6 years, I wanted to build my body,
But you are still young.
No, I know I'm young.
We have to keep pace
but
with you.
I know. You see, we used to go and do all these exercises. This is the thing in villages or towns,
Right.
Now we have forgotten about it.
Right.
The people, you see, younger generation, I don't know, they are aware of this. This is. Because I come from a village, I know this is the thing.
You have different aspects on different walls.
Absolutely.
Just as there is an akhada, there is something from Kerala, something from Maharashtra. I think the Maharashtra side of the wall has theatre curtains.
Correct. That's right. Yeah.
And then you have your sort of your hall with 1,000 chandeliers.
Yeah. No, it's throughout the departure hall. We needed to create light. So we said that why can't we actually create chandeliers? And if we create chandeliers, why can't we use the lotus flower? And you can actually see some of these here. You'll see that throughout the airport. And we've built them so that they're very easily maintainable, but they really reflect India. Right. So the ambience of the terminal is very cool, calming, very Indian. It's unmistakably Indian.
Right. See, one of the questions you were asking, how much it has costed and all that, that's a good question. Everybody, the moment you go, everybody asks the same thing. But I was putting the same question to our Rajiv Sethi. Arey Baba, you are spoiling our name. Everybody they are saying how much you have spent. We know we have not spent that much money. Immediately said, hold on. There is a GO by Government of India. They said, any public buildings, including ports, airports, 2% of the money to be spent on art and culture. We have not spent that much money. I was surprised to see. He says, the government wants this. You know,
It's from the 70s. Everybody forgot.
yeah, everybody forgot about it. And that GO, you see, I went and shown to the ministry. Arey Baba, there is a GO. He is talking.
Geo is government orders. It's a government mandated art.
Yes.
I think let's look at your
Other.
chandeliers.